Mr. DeFazio from Oregon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Ms. Napolitano. You know, the Corps is an essential agency, and I don't envy the position you're in. You know, the fact is, every year you come forward and you kind of have two paths with inadequate budgets. You can either, you know, sort of spread the money around and not do anything very well and drive up the costs of new projects, or you can concentrate the assets, the inadequate funding, and get some things done, but then not do other things like dredging small ports, which are lifeblood of so many communities, particularly concerned in my district, particularly this year, since we didn't get winter flows, so we're going to have even more shoaling than normal, and if we forego that dredging, you know, people will probably die, but hey, we're the United States of America, we can't afford it. You know, this is a difficult spot to be in, and I'm not, Ms. Darcy, I'm not going to put you in the same spot as Mike Parker, but I do like to tell the Mike Parker story. Our former colleague had your position under President Bush, Democrat turned Republican, and Mike came to a very similar hearing, and I was here, and I just said to him straight up, is this an adequate budget to do what you need to do and the Corps needs to do and deal with your backlog? And he said no. Next week, for family reasons, he was resigning. So I realize there are consequences, but I've got to say that I'm very, you know, I will recognize that this administration has put more money into O&M than any other administration in the last decade. That's good. But it is less than Congress just last year, by an unbelievably overwhelming vote, said should be allocated. We were looking at, you know, a number that exceeded yours by about almost $2 billion. So I am disappointed in the administration, and I know that's not up to either of you. You may put forward very honest budgets, and then it goes to the trolls at OMB who don't care about infrastructure. So, you know, that's a problem. But I think one way we could deal with that is you now, I will testify again this year, that on your long-term planning horizon that you're working on for 8 years, about all the assets you have, the state of those assets, what your projected incomes are, and what you can do with them. We haven't seen that. We should see it. Congress should understand the magnitude of the deferred maintenance that's out there, the incapability of doing the annual maintenance that's out there, and maybe we can drive faster toward actually capturing the revenue source we have and dedicating the accumulated past funds in that revenue resource in the next WRDA reauthorization, taking you off budget, and rebuilding America's infrastructure that relates to our waterborne commerce and recreation and flood control and other critical issues. So I would really hope that you can produce that final and definitive, comprehensive report, because Congress should know. Congress is part of the problem. We underfund you. The administration is part of the problem. They recommend that you start out underfunded, and then Congress probably will chip a little bit more off it. So we're not in the strongest position we could be. With that, I thank you for your service, and General, I thank you for your service. I want to do more for the Corps, and just give me some tools that I can use for those arguments. Thank you.